But that's the older 4-star. Not much language, not much, but lively, just everything. Despair of my family moved to India, but they have like here a special religion here and there. I think they want to become a hearing, but still there. How long? then back, but I changed really more wild. But family said, now hearing, not hearing, family, yes, hearing, deaf you.
Thank you.
Backwards. Then residential here, from family residential here. Feel like start again, learn language, prove confidence, learning really big difference. Was my nursery been learning, then gone back, like gap back. I think a community like family, give you a family here at school, plus your interest, football, have hobby, something to meet people outside, have good relationships with community, that community. I think that's strength.
What áo? You đi her now, Pam. You think what? Happening. Seperti that you told her a lot. Lama.
Dah.
That is her attending. What facts about her? time. Mm. 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 Mm.